And people think I want to talk about this because I want to take shots at Buffalo. That's not actually it. That's just an added bonus. I want to talk about this because my colleagues in the media have done a poor job, not all, but some, on explaining what the salary cap is. And folks think it's fake. Folks think, oh, you can always move money around. You can always, restructure. And that is true to a degree. But eventually, all of these bills come due. No pun intended. Every single dollar that is paid to a football player by the team at some point shows up on some year's cap table. And because of that, the Buffalo Bills had to move on from both of their safeties, Tre'Davious White. They had to move on from players they would otherwise like to keep because they got a little overzealous a couple years ago and signed Von Miller to an absurd contract. Because they said, you know what, screw it, we're going all in, we're going for it right now. And what they have to show for it is nothing. What they have to show for it is some really exciting playoff losses. That's it. And the Denver Broncos, you know what, now's our chance. We're going to go get Russell Wilson. We're going to make a significant move. We're going to sign Randy Gregory. We're going to sign Frank Clark. We're going to do all these things. Oh, Justin Simmons, the second best player on our team in the prime of his career, 3 straight All-Pros. We have to cut you because that bill came due. And so there is, whenever you see a team go, whenever you see a team and make a signing and you say, oh my God, how do they have the money for that? And then you turn on TV and they're like, man, GMX at it again. He's a real cap magician. What that means is he's borrowing from future years. And that can work. The Bucks did it when Brady was there. They won a championship. The Rams did it right when they got Stafford. They won a championship. They then had some lean times while they cleaned it up. The problem is if you do it and don't win a championship, the next year, you don't want to admit, we didn't quite get it. All right, let's borrow from another. We were borrowing from next year. Now let's borrow more from 2 years down the road. And eventually, it's like, guys, we have to be cap compliant by March 13th. We are $40 million over without adding our draft class, without adding free agents. What do we do? And the answer is cut players you'd otherwise like to keep. And that's a tough spot to be in if you got nothing to show for it. As an added bonus, and this is what, with respect to the producers, they didn't understand was this is where it is about Buffalo. The real reason seeing the name Tre'Davious White was cut from the Bills really got my heart palpitating is, you know how the Chiefs had the 27th pick and they saw Patrick Mahomes and they desperately wanted him, and so they traded that pick to Buffalo along with another first-round pick, another draft capital to go get Patrick Mahomes in what is the greatest trade in NFL history. And the flip side, kind of the worst trade in NFL history for Buffalo because they had Tyrod Taylor as their quarterback and Nathan Peterman, and they didn't want to draft Patrick Mahomes. The blue chip player the Bills got in that trade. Any guesses who it was? Tre'Davious White. Yeah. They got 4 players that they drafted with those picks the Chiefs traded to them. Tre'Davious White was the last remaining Bill, and now he's gone. And so in a trade 7
Probably
years
good to
ago
get
on
that out
draft
of the room,
day.
you know? They can finally start fresh.
Yeah,
now that
maybe.
none of that
Yeah,
burdens them.
start fresh. Okay, that is a kind way to look at it. Another way to look at it is this. 7 years ago, the Chiefs and the Bills made a trade. Since they made that trade, the Chiefs have won 3 Super Bowls, been to 4, beaten the Bills in the playoffs 3 times. The Bills have done nothing. What the Chiefs have left from that trade is the most talented player in NFL history. And when the Bills have left from that trade is $16 million of dead cap space. Yikes. I'm not saying it's the Babe Ruth trade because at least the Red Sox got the money to, put on that Broadway show that the owner was trying to put on. It's a little worse. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.